Vanguard is reporting that Reno Omokri, that has no political value, that has no economic value, that has no entrepreneurial value. All he has attached to him is a table shaker on Twitter, a government propagandist, is now being considered for an ambassadorial role. Among others being considered for the ambassadorial role is Ikpeazụ, former governor of Abia State, Ugwuanyi, former governor of Enugu State, Senator Sani, former senator of Kaduna State. Their names have already been submitted and they are being screened by the security agent pending the release of the list. When you carefully look at the names that have been read out for ambassadorial role, you will just get to understand that we are not a serious country. We are not running Nigeria like a country. We are running Nigeria like a comedy country. You need to understand what is at stake here. These guys are mentioned are being nominated to become ambassador of Nigeria. To the best of my knowledge, an ambassador is a high-ranking diplomat who represents their home country in a foreign nation. They are typically appointed by a government or a monarch, and they serve as the official envoy to foster diplomatic relations, negotiate agreements, and protect their country's interests abroad. A diplomat plays various roles, and this includes diplomatic representation. They act as the official spokesperson for their government. Negotiation. They engage in discussions on treaties, trade, and international policies. Reporting. They send updates on political, economic, and social development in the host country. Consular services. They assist citizens from their home country living or traveling abroad. Cultural exchange. They promote cultural, educational, and economic ties. When you look at who a diplomat is and the role of a diplomat, and then let us look at the people that have been called so far, the people that have been screened so far by the security agent to become ambassadors of Nigeria in a foreign country. Let us first of all start with Reno Omokri. Most of you know who Reno Omokri is on X. If you're familiar with X, Reno Omokri is a dubious human being. Reno Omokri is not a truthful person. Reno Omokri is not a straightforward person. Reno Omokri is a propagandist. Reno Omokri is good at setting people up against each other. Reno Omokri is good at riling up ethnic tension in a country. Reno Omokri cares about himself. He does not care about the interests of the country. Look at what he has been putting so far out there. He has been spiting the Igbos against the Yorubas against the Hausas against the Igbos. As long as the people remain divided, Reno Omokri is okay. Reno Omokri was an essay to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. When Goodluck Ebele Jonathan lost the election, he traveled abroad. But since then, he has been supporting PDP. He supported Atiku Abubakar and served as a spokesperson to Atiku Abubakar in the 2019 and the 2023 presidential election. Now let us look at the 2023 presidential election because that is the one that is most recent. During the 2023 presidential election, Reno Omokri supported Atiku Abubakar and spited Mr. Peter Obi. He accused Bola Ahmed Tinubu of being a drug lord.
Bola Tinubu. Now you see, if you condemned Hush Puppy, but you did not condemn Bola Tinubu, I mean, it's likely you are a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite, and there's a reason why. You see, bullion vans entered Bola Tinubu's home on the eve of the last presidential elections. You know, in a country like Nigeria, notorious for vote buying. Now, ordinarily, Bola Tinubu should have been arrested and investigated if the country is based on the rule of law like the United Arab Emirates, where Hush Puppy was arrested. But what we're seeing instead is, we're seeing Tinubu acting like a cowboy. Remember his own wife, Oluremi Tinubu, on camera publicly, she said, Igbos, we don't trust you again. She actually said it in pidgin English. And this happened during the last elections. Now, what happened after she said that? You recall that APC thugs attacked Igbo strongholds in Lagos, where you had a lot of Igbo voters, to try to prevent them from voting. Now, but these things, you can Google them, you can check them, because I did, in fact, they were trying to suppress the voter figures of Igbos in Lagos. Now, are you trying to tell me that there was no connection between the bullion vans, Remi Tinubu's public statement, and the violence? So now I'm asking you, what is the difference between Bola Tinubu and Hush Puppy? What's the difference? What is the source of Hush Puppy's income? You don't know. You think it's illegal, it's corrupt. Okay, now I'm asking you this. What is the source of Bola Tinubu's income? What is the source of his income? Look, you know, if Hush Puppy were to have been in Nigeria, most likely he would have been an APC politician. Because in APC, dishonesty thrives in APC. Look, I'll give you an example now. The APC today named Governor Umar Ganduje of Kano State a man caught on camera collecting bribes. This is not like a rumor or a gossip or whatever. He was caught on camera collecting bribes. I've analyzed that video. I sent it to a lab. That image is accurate. And then you now appoint this man to be the to head the Edo State election committee of the APC. Now you think about it. Just think about it. You see, I saw pictures, or rather a video of Hush Puppy shopping in a mall in Dubai, and then you had a man with a Versace bag following him about. Now, the current vice president of Nigeria, Oshibajo, actually played that role for Bola Tinubu. Because if you Google, you will see pictures of him, you know, holding Bola Tinubu's phone, and some other people holding Bola Tinubu's bag, you know, walking behind him when he came back from I think the UK or somewhere abroad. So now I'm asking you, as a Nigerian, what is the difference between Bola Tinubu and Hush Puppy? What's the difference? What is their source of income? What is Bola Tinubu's source of income? I'm asking you now, what is his source of income for this stupendous, unimaginable wealth? That is, that if he were in the United Kingdom or in the United States, do you think that they wouldn't ask such questions? In Nigeria, we worship him. Now,
myself, nobody told me I went to Chicago myself. I went to the court where Bola Tinubu had this issue. I went to the Chicago State University. I went there, I saw the documents myself. Bola Tinubu is a known drug lord. I went there. Another person isn't telling me. You see the picture on the screen. I took that picture. If you move to the right, you're going to see me in that picture. Bola Tinubu is a known drug lord. He has this man who's meant to be the Minister of Labor and Productivity, or rather say on productivity, who went on TV to try to hoodwink Nigerians, telling them that the charge against Bola Tinubu was just for tax, that all he paid was tax, that it had nothing to do with drugs. That is a big lie. I have the document here. Nigerians can see it. I hope you can see it on the screen here. I have the document here. It actually says, and if you look at it, it says docket. A docket, and as I'm speaking, your viewers can go on Google and fact check me. A docket is used for a criminal pending. A criminal pending. So you don't use a docket for a civil matter. And then right on the very first paragraph on this docket, it says that this is a forfeiture action under section under 21 USC section 881. USC is the United States Criminal Code. I will say it again. USC is the United States Criminal Code. Now, if you're watching at home, you can go on Google and you can fact check me. The United States Criminal Code is Title 18, USC, United States Criminal Code. And I'm going to read what section 881 of the USC, the Criminal Code, says. Now, this is it. I'm reading it. Nigerians can see it here. This is what I'm reading. It says, the following shall be subject to forfeiture to the United States, and no property rights shall exist in them. All monies, negotiable instruments, securities, or other things of value furnished or intended to be furnished by any person in exchange for a controlled substance or listed chemical in violation of this subchapter, all proceeds traceable to such an exchange, and all monies, negotiable instruments, and securities used or intended to be used to facilitate any violation of this subchapter. The word used there is controlled substances. Now, for Nigerians who may not understand this, a controlled substance are what they call narcotics, hard drugs. In this case, it was white heroin. Bola Tinubu was involved in a white heroin cartel. We know, and he was the treasurer of that cartel. And then he put some monies into an account. He was working for Mobile. And as he was working for Mobile, his salary was $2,400. Yet he paid in a total of $1.4 million into several accounts. Now, he was asked to explain how he got those monies. He could not explain how he got those monies. So one of those accounts, the monies in there, $460,000, it was forfeited to the United States government. It was not taxed. Now, there is only one agency of the United States government that has been given the authority to take forfeited amount, and that is the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. If you look at the case of the U.S. state, the state versus Ishmael Zambalda, who was the leader of the Sinaloa Sinaloa drug cartel. The exact same language that was used in this docket is the exact same language that was used for that man, Ishmael Zambalda. And if you're watching me, you can Google it. That it says that you agree to forfeit $5 million to the United States. Word for word with what was used for Bola Tinubu. The only difference is the amount. Bola Tinubu forfeited $460,000.
Reno Omokri said all manner of things against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Then Bola Ahmed Tinubu won the election, and automatically Reno Omokri switched side and started supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Not just was he supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he went against Mr. Peter Obi, attacking Mr. Peter Obi, said all manner of things against Mr. Peter Obi because Peter Obi is seen as the closest rival to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now let us go to Ugwuanyi. Ugwuanyi was the governor of Enugu State for 8 years. He left Enugu State, in a bad light. As a matter of fact, the only thing he's being remembered of as a governor in Enugu State is the billboard governor. Now let us go to Ikpeazụ. Ikpeazụ was the governor of Abia State for 8 years. For 8 years, this man did absolutely nothing for the people of Abia State. He left Abia State in a bad light. He left Abia State in a bad shape. He left Abia State in a bad economy. Abia State was being used to mention whenever you want to talk about bad road in Nigeria. Sani, an activist, a former PDP senator from Kaduna State that is now supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ugwuanyi and Ikpeazụ, they were among the G5 governors of the PDP that helped to ensure that the PDP did not win the last election. They did not come out openly to support any candidate, but they were with Nyesom Wike, and I'm sure that their relationship with Nyesom Wike has given them this opportunity to be nominated as ambassadorial candidate. Now, when you look at everything I've said about them so far, there is absolutely no positive thing you can pinpoint to these people. From Reno Omokri to Ugwuanyi to Ikpeazụ, there is absolutely nothing positive. They have not contributed anything to the growth of Nigeria. They have not represented Nigeria well. They are not good image maker of Nigeria. How come they are being considered as an ambassadors of Nigeria? How come the president deemed it fit to nominate them as ambassadors, to send them in a foreign country to go and represent Nigeria, to go and negotiate for Nigeria, to be a good image maker for Nigeria? How come they are choosing? How come they were selected by the government? Are they not better people that can do this job? Are they not better people with good credentials, with good portfolios? People that have left an indelible mark in this country? Can they consider people in the academia? Can they consider people in business? Can they consider people in the science and technology? Can they consider people in the research center? People in the military? People with exceptional services in Nigeria? People who do not have political and party affiliation with the government? Can these people be considered for an ambassadorial role? They will not be considered. You know why? Because all the government is thinking about is politics. The government of the day do not care about the growth of Nigeria. The government of the day do not care about the progress of this country. The government of the day do not care about the unity of this country. All they are thinking about is politics. Election 2027. They have won the 2023 general election. They've ruled for 2 years, but they've not done absolutely nothing. But they want to come back again in 2027. They don't even care about the vote of the people. They want people that is going to help the government to spread lies. People that will help the government to spread propaganda. People like Reno Omokri, people like Daniel Bwala, who insulted Bola Ahmed Tinubu, call Bola Ahmed Tinubu despicable names, but they are now working for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They are being considered for ambassadorial role. They are looking at people, politicians that ruined their state. They are left their state in a bad light. Politicians that destroy lives by using public funds for their own personal good. These are the people that are being considered for ambassadorial roles in Nigeria. Look at someone like Donald Duke. Donald Duke ruled Calabar State with so much dexterity. Donald Duke revamped Calabar State. Donald Duke was one of the best performing governors that have come out in Nigeria. Why is he not being considered for an ambassadorial role? No, because he does not know how to play politics. He doesn't know how to play dirty politics. Donald Duke is not supporting a government that is destroying the economy. Donald Duke is not supporting a government that is destroying the life of the people. That is why he's not being looked at. Donald Duke will definitely be a good ambassador of Nigeria. But no, they don't want him because he's not going to help them to win the election. They don't even care about the vote of the people. All they want is to hijack the election, the same way they did in 2023 general election. So they need people like Reno Omokri, people like Ugwuanyi, people like Ikpeazụ, people like Sani to help them to do that. They don't care about you. They care about 2027, whether you die or not, whether you continue experiencing soaring inflation, whether you continue experiencing insecurity, whether your purchasing power goes to zero, whether your quality of life is at absolute nothing, whether the prices of goods is beyond the reach of the common man. They don't care. All they care about is 2027 presidential election. All they care about is politics. And the people that enable them are Nigerians. Yes, we Nigerians will enable these people, because I don't understand how just 0.1% of the population will be controlling over 200 million citizens. When I saw this news about Reno Omokri being selected for an ambassadorial role, I saw comments, and the comments were being targeted at Obedient. I saw comments like Mr. P2B will not like this, Obedient will not like this, Obedient will be so much pain with this news. They are not concerned about the direction the country is going. They are not concerned about the economy. They are not concerned about the quality of people that are being selected for ambassadorial role. All they are concerned about is banter. How the Obedient will feel because Reno Omokri is being selected for an ambassadorial role. Yes, this is how we enable these people to continue doing what they are doing with impunity. This is how we enable these politicians to disregard the feelings of the people, to renege on their promises, not to use the people money, public money for public goods, because we have left our duty of holding them accountable to pursuing pettiness. Most Nigerians are not interested in good governance. Most Nigerians are not interested in holding our leaders accountable. All we are interested in is ensuring that we have a good laugh at the other people in the other side, people who do not support our political affiliations, people who are not in our party. The country can go to ruins. The politicians can keep looting our resources. The politicians can keep suffering the citizens. Inflation can go to 200%. Insecurity can worsen. We don't care. As long as we have chief point to go on social media to banter the other people, we are okay. That is a kind of life we have been reduced to in this country. Unfortunately for us, this kind of life is not favoring us. It favors the politicians, because Nigerian politicians are the most luckiest politicians on earth. They do everything and go scot-free. The people will support them even in their impunity. The people will support them even if they want to kill the people. It is high time we rose up and put an end to this rascality. It is high time we rose up and ensure we elect credible leaders. Leaders that care about the future of this country. Leaders that care about the prosperity of this country. Leaders that cares about Nigerians. Not just leaders that concern themselves with just winning election. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.